didn't get the yellow memo.
Too bad for you.
Should we do introductions?
Oh yeah, sure.
I always start.
My name's Eve, and I'm fine.
My name is Raquel, and I am not.
My name is K, and I am an economical slut.
And welcome to
Throuples Therapy.
Three friends on a couch with an opinion. It's time for another session. We're not pros, but at least it's free. Better than your therapist. It's Throuples Therapy.
Economical slut.
This is my new thing. I said we're going from ethical slut to economical slut.
So not ethical anymore.
New relationship energy is out. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Relationship energy is in.
Compost?
Yes.
What motivated you to pivot to that?
Climate change?
Is
Inflation.
okay.
Yeah. We want discount relationships now.
Do we? I feel like that's exactly not what we need.
Not discount
Hold on.
relationship. Just reinvest.
I think
Hold
we
on,
need
hold on.
sustainable, organic,
Yes.
like made in Canada,
Yes.
local.
Local.
Have you thought for a moment, whoever you're banging right now, if they watch this and you're calling them discount relationships, have you thought for a moment about
So
their
rude.
feelings?
No, I don't mean discount relationship. I mean
So
sustainable.
rude. I'm really into discount people.
I love a deal. It's
Well, that's what I think. That's one of the philosophies behind polyamory, right? Like 2 for 1,
exact.
bundle
But
and
the
save.
reality is not 2 for 1. It's more like 2 for 6.
More like 0 for 0.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like I feel like you have to do like 6 times the work for
it's true.
double the amount of stuff.
Have you guys been in polyamory? Have you been in polyamory?
Yeah.
No,
what
never
do you
mind.
want me to say about it?
Nothing.
It was not fun.
Was it
It was
discount?
not fun.
No.
Was it discount or organic?
It was organic. It was local. I've been in polyamorous situations several moments in my life, and I'm not like who's gonna discount this discount bitch. No. I have a certain degree of respect for like the people I was involved with romantically. And
Unlike I have respect.
I'm not gonna disclaim too much about it. But if you have specific questions, I might choose to reply.
I didn't mean discount. I meant a good deal. Like what you put into it, you get more out of it.
I don't think that
Like you
sounds
pay,
better.
you put $5 in.
Donald
but you
Trump.
you get a lifetime's worth of love.
Wow, sounds like you're using emotional labor of
the-
someone
Oh
else.
my god, I'm actually putting so much work into my relationship. Thank you
The-
so much.
Yeah, but you're getting more back.
because love is priceless.
The art of the deal, the Donald Trump of polyamory.
What?
Like, you're gonna get so tired of winning.
The discount is just that love is something that you can. Whatever you put into it is always it's worth more than anything imaginable.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of the people in my, I guess, whatever. A lot of the people I see outside of my relationship maybe are more discount, I guess. In the sense that I don't really know their names or anything about them. You know, they're quite quick and easy. cheap
Right,
and out.
convenient.
Convenient,
Right.
exactly.
It's fair.
But also, this is the best poly I've ever been in, and there are people involved in the poly pockets that are worth a lot.
But hold on, you don't know their names.
So,
How's what's the amory in there?
it's
Isn't that like
it's
open
no name
relation?
brand discount.
That is why it's discount, yeah.
No, yes, I guess it's.
God,
oh my God.
we've been dating for 5 months and you don't know my name.
How about we all go introduce ourselves? Raclette. Rachel?
Rachel.
I'm happy that it's working out for you.
I have a fun fact again.
Okay, hit us.
A fun fact quiz of bi-erasure once again for a new episode, new bi-erasure fun fact. Okay, so I heard this actually on me listening to my podcast, Making Polyamory Work. I learned out this fun fact where, okay, so here it's coming in the form of a question again. Who do you think in long-term relationships out of gays?
What other form would it come in?
What?
Oh, because it's a fact. Oh yeah. I was like, you're like, it's coming in the form of a question. I'm like, yeah, isn't that the
I
game?
could just give you the fact, but I'm gonna phrase it as a question.
Okay.
And
yeah,
you're gonna answer, and then I'll give you the fact.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense.
Out of
So
out of long-term relationships between gays,
Mhm.
lesbians, and heterosexuals,
Really having deja vu.
that's why I'm saying this is my round 2. Who do you think has the most sex? Like years into their relationship.
Years into the relationship.
Like long-term relationship has the most like frequent sex.
Gay men.
Okay, Raquel.
I say gay men, heterosexuals, lesbians.
Okay.
Classic lesbian bed death. I mean, it's a cultural term.
Stereotype. Yes.
Yeah. Stereotype. Yeah.
I will say
Misogyny.
straights, gay men, lesbians, because the gay men at some point they're just fucking with other people.
But does that
They're
not count?
fucking-
No. It's like who within your main partnership that you've been
Yeah.
in a long-term relationship
Yeah.
do you have the most active, like frequent sex?
Yeah, so I think the gay men at some point they just really open it
'Kay.
up.
And then who do you think feels the most disappointed in their sex life?
The men of a heterosexual relationship. Oh no, the lesbians. I don't know.
The woman in the straight relationship.
So apparently the people who have the most sex are straight people
What?
in long-term relationships, but also the people who are most disappointed in their long-term sex life are also straight people. So they
Kinda got
have
it right.
they have the most disappointing sex.
Oof.
The straights are not okay.
I find that so surprising. Where are you getting this information from?
Making polyamory work. That one actually came from a
ChatGPT.
long research of like someone did a research study about like sustained sex lives in long-term relationships and like lots of different people.
I just wanna have a little parenthesis and address the audience here. Hopefully there's also some straight people watching us. Cuz said the straights are not okay.
You got. That's
I
not you
don't
guys,
endorse
though.
any message of condescension or implying that the queers are in any way doing better. We're all struggling. I don't think I am better than you. Not for those reasons. End of the parenthesis.
Wow, we get close to releasing one episode, and now the caveats start
I was gonna
rolling
say,
out.
wow. I mean, Raquel clearly thinks she's better than me, at least.
If you thought this podcast was serious, then you are not in the right place
yeah, we cannot be
emotionally.
held responsible. I feel like, yeah, that's sadly the vibe in podcasts in general is you're not responsible for the things you say.
Oh my god, we're gonna get grilled.
I feel like the straights watching are allies.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, the straights are they watching because they want to learn.
Yeah. Also, technically,
That's very passé. That's very like 2019. Like the figure of the ally. Yes, queen. Yes. Tell me I'm the worst. Yeah. Like I think we're entering a new paradigm, and we need to like think outside the box.
Also, Eve's straight.
yeah, exactly.
Did you hear that?
You
Audience?
didn't even look at me when you
Yeah,
said that.
I
You
mean,
erased my experience.
No, because I mean maybe in your case, like, are you okay?
Yeah, are you okay?
Are you okay?
No.
See, as I said, the straights are not okay.
Oh yeah, I
But-
see it.
But
I mean, yeah, I'm fine.
Here's the thing. I am not okay either.
Is anyone?
So are you
It's anyone.
straight? Maybe that's the secret here.
Yes. Yes.
But does that make the queers okay? Because I feel like that's also not, it's painting a wide brush there.
Okay,
No,
I get
that's
it.
what I
No,
was
all right,
saying.
I
No,
take it
who's
back.
a-
Everyone's not okay.
Who's okay? What is okay?
Mm,
Let's deconstruct.
wow.
What what would you call being okay?
I don't know.
Is okay, or is it like okay? You know what I mean?
I've heard that saying where it's like fine secretly stands for fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Okay, why'd you look at me when you said that?
I like that. I like that.
Like when you say I'm fine.
Like I said 5 minutes ago. Fucked up, irrational.
Fucked up, fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
I'm not insecure. Why would you say that?
I'm not emotional.
Literally me when my therapist was like, we were talking about like relationships that trigger your most like insecure attachment. And my therapist was like, yeah, it's usually like romantic relationship, familial relationships, and therapist client relationships. And I was like, what are you trying to say about me? I was like, are we okay? Are
we need to talk?
Are you leaving me?
Did you leave your therapist?
No, of course not. They're incredible.
Because you were talking about maybe leaving.
I know, but it's just because I don't know even remember why. Yeah, just had to make. I had to. It's good. It's
Gotta
really,
make it work.
I'm at a great point in my therapy. It's like, you know when you plateau for a bit, but then you like break onto new yonder.
Yes.
I'm onto the new yonder.
I remember that moment in my therapy. I remember being like, oh, should we go down to like once every other week?
Yeah.
And then that led us to having a conversation. Because I always thought therapy was like the therapist is going to like tell me a bunch of things about my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had to participate. I had to participate more to make it work.
I mean, Raquel graduated. You graduated from therapy, right?
Your post-therapy.
No, it's more like I'm a therapy dropout. But since both of you see a therapist regularly, I'm curious. How often would you say that you think about your therapist? Do you think about your therapist on a daily basis? Do you think like, what would they say, or like, I'm gonna tell them that?
I do. I don't think what do they say. I do sometimes. I do semi-often think, oh, I can't wait to tell them about this, or like I'm gonna tell them about this. But like once a week.
Yeah, no,
Maybe.
me neither. Not often. I think sometimes if I have like an epiphany moment where I'm like, whoa, something because I feel like it doesn't always happen in therapy. Like stuff happens in therapy and then I kind of leave, and then afterwards it like condenses down into something that is like that. You know, what's that word? Like it's
Thought.
like
Brain, head, forehead.
It's
It's like scattergood.
comprehensible or like
Right.
digestible. Like, you know, like a little bite, a little
sound bite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
A little TikTok clip.
Exactly.
Send them reels.
And then when it gets to me in that form, I'm like, oh, can't wait to tell them that I'm able to articulate.
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 Because you were curious.
Yeah, to me, it happened something similar, but like with my massage therapist,
Oh.
or with my dentist.
Think about your dentist.
Oh, I think about my dentist a lot.
Sometimes.
Why? What's
my
going
old
on?
dentist, she's gone now.
Because you liked her, didn't like her?
She healed all of my dental trauma. She was incredible.
Wow. I also went to the dentist recently for the first time in like 8 years or something.
Ooh.
How
How
And
bad
I
was
was
it?
so scared, but it was fine. Like it was good to remember that I'm not
You have good
12
genes
years old
then.
anymore. And I've been flossing. Oh, not to brag, but I've been flossing. I cracked the code.
I've never been great at flossing. I do a little bit. I went through an intense experience at the dentist the other day. It's been my dentist for several years, and you know, it's like queer friendly. It's in the village. It's all nice, and I went for cleaning, etc. And when it was done, the technician or whatever was writing a lot on the computer.
Oh, I hate that part.
And I couldn't help but look at it, and I saw that he was writing a lot of Raquel 37M. Raquel 37M, Raquel 37M. And I was like, oh my God, I am 37 years old. Is he's misgendering me. 37 years old male. Oh my God, this place was so trans friendly.
Oh my God.
But like, oh my God, like the cultural moment we're in, transphobia is taking over everything.
Even in the
It's awful.
village.
Even in the
Wow.
village,
Wow.
it just keeps misgendering me. Oh my god! And then it turns out that I need to have a feeling in the 37M.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was your last name.
37M.
No, no. Like Raquel M.
Yeah.
No.
Wow, 37
That
M2.
that humbled me. You know, sometimes you're not the victim of any kind of systemic oppression, and it's
Mm.
just that you need to floss more often.
Mm.
Sometimes you're just paranoid. Did you
Yeah.
apologize to thinking that he was transphobic?
No.
Did you tell him? Did you call him out? Were you like, why are you?
No.
Also, why is it coming up so much? Your age and your like.
No, because it
This-
wasn't it was the actual tooth.
Yeah, but I mean, in the report, if it was transphobia, it would be many
This
times.
man needs to get this
This
tooth
middle-aged
fixed because this
man is-
man
There's-
needs
there's
be
no-
that
every
gross.
single
Such a
time
man.
He writes your name.
classic for man.
We need to fix the 37M. We need to replace the 30.
Yeah, 37. That seems like a high number.
How
You know what I
many teeth
mean?
got-
Yeah, I'm sure like with that information someone can
My
dox me.
old dentist that healed my dental trauma is a therapist now. And, like, no, she
Whoa.
was super, like, she was just so grounding.
She's got the gift.
And she was really, I heard a story about how once someone was laying in her chair and like she reached over them to grab like a tool and they hugged her because they thought she was going in for a hug.
So that's the vibe she gives off.
Yes. My new
Wow.
dentist is also quite phenomenal. If you know, I also told her I started flossing. I was like, I've been flossing every day. And she was like, this is the best Christmas gift I've ever gotten.
Oh, that's sad. No offense, that's sad. I hate the part of the dentist where the dentist is looking at your teeth and they're saying what sounds like code to the person who's like writing stuff down. Oh, like we got a disorientation on whatever 3M3, and it always every single one sounds so bad. So when she was doing it to me, and she said like 6 things or whatever, and then I was like, oh my god,
37M,
I've
37M,
31M,
26.
31-year-old male. I'll have you know. It was like, oh my god, I have 6 cavities or whatever, but then they were all benign things. So
Do you know why I have so much
Not to
dental
brag.
trauma?
tell me.
Because when I was a kid, for some reason, I was never offered the numbing shot when you get cavities filled. Okay, so it's this weird thing. Actually, I just
The
found out because
90s were a crazy time.
Well, no, I just found out that my doctor, because my doctor now is Chinese, and she told me that it's like a Chinese immigrant thing where they think, apparently it's common that they think that it messes with your brain, the numbing
Whoa.
shot. So like a lot of Chinese immigrants to this day will be like, don't want it. So I got and I had a lot of cavities as a kid. I got every cavity filled as a kid. I didn't know the numb shot was a thing until I was like 21 years old. I went to the dentist by myself. For
That must have hurt so much.
it was so brutal. I would sit there and I was just, it was horrible.
It's hard. It's weird when you're even numb. Like the like sensation is so fucked.
Crazy. I thought it was because my mom was cheap and she didn't want to pay for the numb shot. Crazy.
Just the discount shot.
It's a discount shot.
Yeah.
This is why I love a discount. I'm telling you.
I feel like anesthetic is not a thing you should go discount on.
T for T.
I mean, yeah, totally. I don't know why I made that face.
What was that face?
That face was
Does it make you cringe?
no, it doesn't make it cringe at all. But it just the first thing that came to mind, which is maybe homophobic of me, was I was just picturing all these. I just know a lot of T for T girls that, not to brag, have hit on me, and I'm unfortunately not interested. So that was the first thought that went through my head.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I was in Portland, Oregon, going to some rave or whatever that I found, and then like actually we drove into the city. We're doing a vacation through Maine, and we drove through the city, and I really had to pee. We just pulled in this random bar, and then we go into the bar, and there's like a giant like Marsha P. Johnson mural, and like and I was like, I went to piss, and I came out, I was like, I think this is a gay bar.
It has to be.
And it was like,
I don't
yeah,
think the streets are that woke into what's going on
it
in
was
queer
a queer
history.
bar, and we found this rave, and we got to the rave, and when we got there, there was parked outside was a pickup truck, and the license plate was just T for T for T for T for T. It was pretty epic.
Wow.
It was very hot.
T for T for T for T.
On the back of a pickup truck license plate.
Portland, Maine polycule drama.
That sounds really cool.
Real polycules of Portland, Maine.
I guess I'm T for T, but like I'm the boring kind. I'm the lame one. Lame.
What
kind
does
of-
that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Just like, I mean, I just
You have a great, wonderful
spend the
relationship?
evenings with my girlfriend, drinking tea, with a cat, reading a book.
Isn't that like the most T for T?
That's so
It's
T for
not.
T.
T-
It's not.
What's
the
Most
T for T you're thinking
is
of?
yeah,
like,
what's the T for T you think
it's
of?
raves and
Party T for
noise
Ts.
music and lots of ketamine and
Do you feel excluded by the stereotype of trans women enjoying really intense electronic music?
No. They can keep all of it. I don't feel excluded. Yeah, and also like having intense beefs with half of the community. You know,
Mm.
holding like powerful grudges.
That's
You
been
know.
my experience too. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
people who caused, not to stereotype, a lot of people that caused the drama in the Facebook group were T for T girls. Like,
Why the girls
No
specifically,
question.
not the boys?
no, I think.
I feel like there were some boys
and the
causing
boys,
the
like
boys.
those are the two groups of people that caused drama. T for T lesbians and T for T men.
Wow.
I'm old. What can I say? I am old. I can't with some of that. Okay, I can't. It's a lot. You can see right now how I just feel overwhelmed just to think about it. So in that sense,
So you were all on the Discord.
I was not on the Discord, but I just heard about it. I think someone added me to it, but I can't do Discord. It's too confusing for me.
Did you know what the shrimp emoji means?
No. I mean,
Apparently it's like a really like mean thing.
is it like small dick? Like,
Apparently
is
it's
it
like
like small dick?
it's like if you like disagree with someone's statement, or like if you shrimp emoji react to something, you're kind of just like, fuck you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like you're stupid.
since when? When did that come in?
The same time you turn 37.
Really? Okay. But is it like a?
It's recent. I think it's definitely a Gen Z thing.
Okay, that's interesting. You mentioned Discord. I
Were you on the trans woman Discord? The one that imploded? I can't even remember why. It doesn't matter. But like, someone called someone out. There was like a second group, like a faction group that was formed of the radicals.
I don't
that got
think.
kicked
I
out.
don't think we need to broadcast that for the general public. But I might have very briefly been involved with some of that, very briefly. But there's also like Facebook group drama.
Of course.
There was this. I'm more comfortable sharing it with the general public. In the middle of the pandemic, for reasons that I'm not gonna go into detail, I was kicked out from what was the main trans Facebook group in Montreal at the time. All of that just came from one comment I had made. Really out of pocket, exaggerated things were said about me by the admin on behalf of another person. And the years have passed. And I've seen both the admin that banned me from like the trans group and the person they were defending them from me be at my comedy shows and laugh and be like, yes.
What was the
queen,
comment?
I know. What was the comment? I was like, that's very like. I feel like we've all moved on. Like we all forgive each other for what happened.
So
in the
what was the comment?
in 2020 and before?
No, but I mean,
What was the comment?
What was the comment, Raquel? I feel like
Look,
oh my.
What genre was the comment? Can we guess a bunch of comments,
Can we guess?
offensive comments, and
Let's
see
wait, can we-
and see how close we are?
okay,
Can we please guess?
Was it discount or was it organic? Yes.
Okay, so someone mentioned to me recently this like trans archive or whatever. It was like an old website.
Tumblr. MSN.
Older, I think.
Neopets.
A trans Neopets.
Also known as Neopets. Sorry, anyway.
more like neo.
Pronouns.
But it was a website where trans people would post their surgeries, like pre and post with the doctor information and and then other trans people would rate the results.
Wow. I bet it was radical for its time. I mean, that's kind of like the rating is weird, but like I also think it's the underlying thing is cool to like see what's going to happen. You know, I bet it was hard to find images before.
Yeah.
I want to address these people watching this. No.
Don't rate people's
No, none of this exists. No, it's not real. It was never real.
Don't go looking for it.
We don't know. Like, there are things that transsexuals we need to keep among ourselves.
There are secrets you don't know and never will know.
And not all visibility is good or helpful.
Do you ever get like as a trans person, do you ever get surgery and then everyone thinks it's a trans surgery, but you're actually just getting surgery for something else? But since you're trans and you're like, oh, I have to go get surgery. People are like,
I actually did that to someone. It was this T-girl talking about a surgery, and I was like, oh, like heard the process for recovery is like really intense. She was like, no, it's like a tonsillitis. I can't remember what it was.
For me, it's been the opposite. When I had the surgery, I had a parallel non-trans health problem, and there were acquaintances of mine that assumed the surgery had to do with the other health problem. And I was very it was nice. It was nice.
Nice cover.
did you still get a meal train? I had a crazy when COVID hit also, where I was in a place like I'm gonna skip some of the details, but I had to go to a place where they took away your phone, and there was no TVs or access to anything, and I was there for like a week or something, and then my roommate came to pick me up, and then when I came out I was like, oh, what's new? And he was like, the COVID has reached Canada and we're going into lockdown.
Oh my
We can't
God.
leave our houses.
Did you ever see the clip of them telling the contestants on Big Brother Canada that the pandemic was happening and they had to shut down the show or whatever? But they didn't know either for like a month or something. It's crazy.
That is nuts.
They had to shut down the show?
They did. Because all TV stopped. There was that period where all TV stopped filming too.
Oh, yeah.
It was really like no one do anything kind of thing.
Oh my God, TV sucked so much when it was like all the big shows were just doing Zoom calls.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Like, right? I mean, there was a lot of human suffering during the pandemic, but like right now, the first thing that comes to mind was how unpleasant
The media
it
landscape.
was.
You know what?
It was to see like all these big TV people on a shitty webcam.
Oh
Zoom.
yeah.
Like if it was like if they were co-workers. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything felt like a Zoom call, even
Yeah.
TV.
My least favorite TV era in the pandemic was when people started making media about the pandemic. Like people would be like in the show. People were in the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that?
I think this is interesting because I think there's no way to do the pandemic in TV because either they do it legitimately and it's cringe because you like don't want to think about it, or they don't do it and it's like, where is it? Like it's so weird to not talk about it at the same time. There's no way to win. Like it's kind of weird that there's so much TV that happens now, or happened over the last few years that doesn't talk about it. You know, that's like in our time.
Yeah.
But I agree. It's always
I hated it. I was like, I don't want to think about this right now. I want
Yeah.
to like escape. Like
It's true.
I want escapism television.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. True.
My favorite was when there was the remember that show that was a hit for a bit, like Marriage or Mortgage?
Oh,
Did you ever get into this?
loved. I made a spoof of Marriage or Mortgage on Instagram,
I
and,
remember
and one of the
this.
contestants commented on it, and she was the one I was making fun of.
Oh no!
So she's a
Did
good
she
sport
know?
about it.
Oh, she was.
She must have known. I mean, maybe she didn't, but
But Raquel, to fill you in, it was a show. It was a reality TV show where these couples, they have like whatever, all of their life savings or whatever money. They have like $75,000, let's say, and then there's a real estate agent
Yeah.
and like a
wedding
planner, and they like show them what their dream wedding could be or their dream like home would be. But they
Mhm.
do all this insane emotional manipulation.
that's literally the one. The one that maybe you're just gonna say the same thing, but there's someone whose grandfather died, and then really wanted them to have a home or something, and then at one of the homes, the real estate agent like leaves a letter from the grandfather like on the ground. She's like, "Look under this rock," and then she like, "Dear Caitlin, like you really should live your life, whatever." We'll take it.
But I remember it was
Crazy.
when the pandemic
So
hit, there
wild.
was like a series, because every time people choose marriage, it feels stupid. Maybe it's just because I'm like, whatever, like queer and whatever, even though like I love
It's not
proposals.
discount. Fuck it.
But I remember the people, there was a few episodes where back to back people would choose marriage, and then there'd be a title card at the end that was like, due to COVID-19.
Yeah, they couldn't do
We're
it. Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, everyone who chooses marriage got fucked over. That's the lesson. Just kidding.
That's crazy. Like, was that choosing, marrying, or buying property?
I know. Yeah. 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 And it was Nashville, so it was like kind of affordable or something.
Yeah. Marriage or mortgage, or what would
What would
be
the queer version be?
The queer version would be having your partner move in, or Airbnb-ing that extra room.
fisting or friendship?
Oh my god. I was going to say polyamorous or like
Fisting or friend-
influencer.
fisting or
Polyamorous or
friendship, like
creator.
there's no real estate element in there.
What do you mean?
We're like,
You have to choose between being friends or fisting,
Oh my god.
or not. Polyamory.
I'm not sure if it's the same dilemma. There.
It's just an alliteration.
I feel like one of them has to be polyamory somehow.
Yeah, it's
Has to
like
be polyamory
polyam-
related.
It's like polyamory or going on a road trip.
Oh. Moving in or
Opening
on
up
the
your
road.
relationship.
Oh.
Moving in or on
Moving
the road.
on the road or it's like, do we go on a road trip or do we go into therapy?
Oh, couples therapy or grand adventure.
Yeah.
Amazing. You should pitch all these show ideas to.
I always wanted to do a reality TV show that was like queer court,
Mm.
which is kind of like Judge Judy, but with like queer people problems, like putting
Mhm.
all that like drama on Facebook, but like in a courtroom, like you settle it in
Yeah.
the like
I know someone working on that exact
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
like my roommate
I
didn't
think
do
so.
the dishes and
I think
is
so.
avoidant.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I totally outed this person's idea. It's okay, make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's some Montreal queer comedians that are right now looking to film a short that is kind of based on that premise.
Oh.
And you've probably seen it on Instagram,
I-
and it's subconsciously.
Or you're
I
just
didn't kn-
tapping
I
into
didn't
the
know
ether.
that was the premise.
synergy. I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I saw the casting call, but I didn't know that was the premise. Well, I'm not taking it. I'm not. No.
Parallel,
could be a fun-
parallel thinking.
Do you ever
Yeah.
get that where I've heard of this before, where like comedians be like, "Oh, this person stole my joke," and then the other comedians like, "Oh, this person stole my joke."
I am so scared of that because I know I'm forgetful about where things come from. So I totally could say a joke, think it was original, and it wasn't. But then I remember one time I like came up with a joke and I was like, I can like hear it in this person's voice. So maybe I got it from her, and I like messaged her and she was like, "No, I haven't done that. It sounds funny."
Yeah, I think you asked me once about
Yeah.
a joke, but for me it's 95% 5% of the times, if someone is really mad, they shouldn't be, because what is more likely, like, is that the joke is not that original, and different people can arrive to the same place. It's very, very common. It's just like when in the good era of Twitter, like there's a current event, something happens, and there's like a million people coming up with the same joke at the same time. And if we're talking about queer comedians or whatever, or like any topic or any identity, there's like a big set of easy jokes. And it's normal that people arrive to those jokes by themselves. The likeliest thing is that, you know, the joke is not that original. If I see any of you in the future joking about being a Spanish trans lesbian, then maybe I'll be a little bit upset. But
well, actually, I have this crazy story about being a Spanish trans lesbian.
Me too.
Before I transitioned, I actually went from Spanish trans lesbian to Asian trans man. That was my transition.
S to A.
yeah, you went from Carla Sofia Gascon to K. Kept it short.
Yeah. That's all you have to do to be trans mask is just change your name to one syllable.
Yeah.
What makes you feel gender euphoric?
Oh my God.
Is that too cheesy? Is that cheesy, or does it get funny? Can it get funny?
It can get funny.
Is there funny things? Do you find the thing too do you find it cheesy? Is it like making art with your hormones? Is it too tacky?
No.
These days, I don't feel a lot of gender euphoria, just because I just don't feel euphoria at all. Like, that's not funny. That is not funny. That is not why you have me in this couch. But like,
Yes,
I'm all about
it's
Throuples Therapy.
gender anedonia. It's just
Anedonia. I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Anedonia. What is that?
Inability to feel joy.
Oh.
no. I think discussing gender euphoria or joy or like trans, I don't think it's cringe, but there are ways and ways to do it. I think sometimes it can come across a little bit like, see, I'm not mad. See, I'm happy. And no, it's just like, you know, get some nice rest, have a nice meal, see a friend, enjoy life, and then you will feel joy and euphoria. There's sometimes the expectation to perform joy for like this social media, the internet, and everything, that sometimes it can come across to me as a little bit, not the most genuine, but I am a miserable, depressed person. What can I say?
My things recently have been boy crop tops. Which I
like
just
the different personalities here.
Which I just discovered.
I love that for you. I fucking love that for you.
I didn't know they were a thing.
You really? Because I could like immediately. I'm like,
I
yeah,
just
of
thought
course.
all my crop tops had to still be boob length.
Oh.
And I recently discovered someone gave me a
like belly
crop
button.
top that was
I love that.
crop.
Just like a little.
Just a little
Yeah, that's
sliver.
so fun. Little sliver is so fun.
I didn't know. I cut 3 shirts today.
Oh wow! In February, usually people do that in like August.
But I just discovered
amazing.
it.
Wow.
Because my friend gave me this crop top. It's like, oh, it's a crop top. And I was like, oh, I just don't love crop tops anymore because it's like my whole belly is out. But it was a like boy crop top, someone told it. I don't know if it's like right there. It's so good.
Cute.
That's very cute.
Happy for you.
Yeah. Okay. No, I actually I have one. If there's any hairdressers watching this that maybe wanna
Classic.
sponsor the podcast or myself personally, getting a nice haircut really cheers me up and gives me even a little bit of euphoria. But it has to be good. If it's bad,
It's bad. It's the worst.
bad.
It's the worst.
And sometimes, I wander around the world, with a very negative view on life, and it's just because I need a haircut.
Oh, that's
Um,
so true.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe that's what's happening to me right now this morning.
It's like, have I eaten a meal? When's the last time I ate a meal? When's the last time I had a haircut?
Every time
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so ugly. Like, I'm a disgusting, ugly, horrible looking
Yeah.
person. My boyfriend's like, go get a haircut. And I get a haircut and I'm like, wow, I'm so hot.
That's how I feel right
There's-
now. I don't feel like horrible and disgusting, but I need a haircut.
Yeah.
And I had one the other week, and I just forgot about it. And I like slept through it. Isn't that so awful?
Oh, you missed your
So I
haircut
missed
appointment.
it.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I rescheduled it, but still, I'm like,
Do you have to
felt
book quite in
so
advance with your
bad.
hairdresser?
Like a few weeks.
Do you feel like you have a loyalty to your hairdresser? Like you don't let other people cut your hair?
I did, and then that person left the biz, and then I'm seeing this other person, but then the other person came back, so I went back to them, and I did
Now
feel
you're
like
kind of
I'm
doing
I'm
both?
cheating,
Yeah.
which is like I'm like, maybe they don't know, and I'm like, I've posted both their haircuts, so, but maybe it doesn't matter. Like I don't know. I just don't want them to feel like they didn't do a good job. That's why I went to someone else.
I always have. I've struggled with that too. I also feel like cheating on hairstylists is a thing, but I'm really bad when someone gives me a bad haircut, and I've gotten horrible, like where I've gone home and taken scissors to my head because I wanted to fix it bad haircuts before, and I'm like, I love it, and I tip them. Like, I just don't know how to be like, because at this point, what do you do? Just be like, I hate it, but like, it's there. Like, well, they can't go back.
Right.
There was I don't know if it's appropriate to quote other comedians' jokes on a podcast, but like last summer I saw this comedian that had like this very funny beat about how for a long period she thought that she was asexual, and it was just that she had a bad haircut. Yeah, what can I say? I would love to have my hair taken care of, like on a weekly basis.
Yes.
On a week-
Weekly.
weekly, yeah,
Wow.
but it's so expensive.
Yeah, especially for like long hair. I started going to barbers because I was like, oh, I actually don't need to be paying like
$100.
haircut
Yeah.
prices, like hairdresser prices. I can have them, but also I have to go so often because of it's barber. Like,
Yeah, I go like once a year.
what?
Yeah. Once or twice a year. Once a year, kind of. Every like 8 months. I'm just making up numbers now. 7. Yeah. But it costs like $150 or something. And that's why I had to stop getting bleached too, because I used to get my hair like professionally
Yeah,
bleached,
so
and it
Mm.
would take like 7 hours, and it would cost like $350.
Do you go to queer like specific hairdressers, or do you avoid queer specific hairdressers?
I got in the door at I'll shout them out, 2 Horses, and I just never went back. Never went to anywhere else. Yeah.
My favorite hairdresser from Two Horses is no longer there. So.
Same. I don't know.
Do you go to a queer
Yeah.
hairdresser?
Yeah, I also have my girlfriend sometimes. I do it with my girlfriend sometimes.
That's cute.
The thing is, like, one of the main things I miss from my pre-transition self was how cheap
Mm-hmm.
it was to get a haircut,
Mhm.
especially like in the Spain of the early 2000s. I would like pay like €10,
Oh,
€10
wow.
for a boy haircut. That's like $11
Damn.
without expectation of a tip. That's it.
Wow.
I do pay $30 to get my haircut.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
No.
but they don't touch the rat tail.
No, stay away.
no, because then it becomes a long haircut.
There used to be this haircut place that I went to in first year a lot where I think it was called Wacky Wednesdays, and it was a nice salon, but it was a cheap day. But the trade is that you had no say over what they were gonna do,
What?
and they would like cut your hair however they want,
That's insane.
and you just sign a thing being like, I'm not gonna complain, or like I'm not gonna like sue or
Montreal?
whatever. Yeah, it was in the old part.
Oh my god! Did you like your haircuts that you would get at Wacky?
Yeah, but it
Wednesday?
was-
Can't tell you if you can complain.
You signed it.
I did a DA. No, I went like 2 or 3 times and I left him, but it was like, this isn't wacky. This is like shaved on the sides and up on top when I had a boy haircut. You know, I feel like they were, the most that they did is they like drew a little like triangle
Yeah,
thing, which is very hot now, but
yeah.
yeah.
When I was a teenager, I had an asymmetrical haircut, a little bowl that went like this.
Asymmetrical bowl? Chic.
Asymmetrical bowl.
So chic.
Yeah, I also once, at the age of 14, took a picture of Shane from the L Word to
my
a
God.
hairdresser and said, "Give me this
You're
haircut."
such a gay youth.
Yeah.
Was very gay, very young.
I had a bowl cut when I was like 6 or something.
I had-
And
yeah.
then had the Justin Bieber hair for a long
I
time.
also had the Justin
Yeah.
Bieber hair. Yeah.
I had very short hair throughout all my most of my
Mm.
teenage years and like early 20s. It was like disgusting. Didn't even like once try to like have kind of long hair.
Hmm.
It was all repressed. You know, even like shaved. Like
Yeah, I would do
off-
that too.
Wow. I'm debating cutting my rat tails. I don't know.
How long have you had them?
Oof. Before the pandemic.
Wow.
I've
They're
trimmed them a
so
few times.
long.
And this is trimmed. Like it's would be longer.
Why did you feel like cutting them? Just
I
for a
j-
change? Or?
Yeah, just I'm like how,
Should you do it right now?
Yeah.
on the Patreon.
Yeah, one. Yeah, I cut one and it cuts the other one.
We cut each other's hair right now.
What haircut would you give each other?
I feel like I would want to do yours
That-
because I feel like it'd be the easiest. Like
I mean, do you know how to do like buzz?
I do know how to do, but I do know how to do a little
Little
fade.
fade?
Like you
Okay.
buzz and you use the bigger one, and then you like do the scissors and the thing. I used to give people haircuts in my apartment every once in a while.
Yeah, I've done that
when I was,
little
like,
arrow
20.
too. I feel like I would give,
They were so
give some
bad.
sort of like layers.
That's what I want. I
Like
want more of like a.
little shaggy, layery kind of like
That's the plan.
Dolly Parton-y.
Yeah, and I want bangs again.
Oh.
I want bangs because so people on Grindr stop commenting on my giant forehead. I'm just kidding.
Hair.
I feel like your hair is perfect for you.
Your hair is very good. I would almost try like a to straighten it and do like a very like
Oh.
Uma. What's her name?
Uma Thurman?
Bob.
like a severe bob.
Yeah, like a
Ooh,
severe bob.
I would like to see that too.
I've had straightened hair, like earlier in my transition. I don't think it works for me.
Mm.
But I understand why you would be curious to see how that looks.
Yeah. I sometimes think about straightening my pubes. Anyone ever have
my
that
God.
desire? No.
No?
No.
No.
Also,
Because I feel like
Not
it
to
would make
judge,
them
but
really soft.
why?
Because I feel like it'd make them really soft. I just wonder what it would do
Mm.
to it.
Well, so one way to
Yeah.
find out.
I might
Has
cut
someone
that.
has someone complained that they're not soft enough?
Yes.
Straight enough? What if you curled them more?
I think about sometimes getting waxed like a Ken doll.
Mhm.
I've had that like hyper fixation before. It was like I need to get like a full
Head to toe,
nude
neck to
wax.
toe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought about that too, but I think the pain, I'd be too scared of it. Have you ever done it?
No.
Because I've gotten like my eyebrows threaded and I am so pain avoidant. Like I find that so. Have you done that?
Yeah.
I find that like really painful.
Yes. No. Worth it.
But
Yeah.
it's such magic. They're just like.
Wow. Threading?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten threading. It doesn't hurt very much, I feel like.
I mean, compared to like getting
Waxing
feelings
or-
with
Thing where they're
without-
like ripping out the hair
Yeah. I
with the
should-
rope.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
so fast.
But that's
No,
because
but it
you
hurts.
were traumatized as a kid by the dentist,
It's true. Your pain
High
tolerance
pain
is so
tolerance.
high.
and all of that story also says a lot about what you must be into in bed. Like, but for me,
'Cause,
like, I
like-
agree with you. You know, threading it hurts.
You're like, it feels good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it does feel Gus, it also says what you're not into.
Getting a tattoo?
And then what?
I find that pain like not fun, but I
Depends
find
on
it like
where.
fine.
Depends
I've only
on
gotten
where.
one, and it was here, which is a pretty low.
chill spot.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I've dealt with pain. I've dealt with pain like electrolysis.
Yes.
Electrolysis.
Also find that painful.
upper
Never
lip.
done that.
Yeah.
Never done
On
that.
in the chin part, I find.
Upper
Zip,
lip.
zip, zip, zip.
Close to like the
Mhm.
nose. That's really really painful.
It's like someone's flicking a hot rubber band that
Oh.
has a needle at the end of it.
Oh my god. Oh. I'm starting to grow chin hairs.
Yeah, I see them.
Oh my god, stop.
Wait, no, let's go back to your rat tails. Are you so
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not ready to, but I'm like, how long do I keep them for? Forever?
okay, well you're just curious.
I'm curious.
Stay curious.
But I'm just like, how else do I look queer? Because if I get rid of these,
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, but you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine.
What do you-
You're worried that you won't look queer without the rat tail?
yes, absolutely.
I think you're gonna be fine. I think you're gonna be fine.
You don't think I'm giving heterosexual?
Literally, I think you're gonna be fine. Yeah. Your
Okay.
barometer has just been so screwed over the years.
No. I mean, yeah. Without the rat tails, you definitely look like you're gonna
Yeah.
come home to your wife. And
Yeah, 9 to 5
be
corporate.
misogynistic and
Yeah.
punish your daughter for not respecting her elders or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
You work in sales. What do you do? Sales. What do you sell? Solutions. You know?
Okay. Okay, but then I won't have a queer haircut anymore.
I don't. I
What's the problem
also-
with that?
and I also disagree. This is a queer haircut.
Without the rat tails?
Yeah.
Isn't it just like a regular haircut?
But look who it's on.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Any haircut's a queer haircut on you. No, I think
it's
I
gonna be
think
valid.
yeah. Also, what are you gonna do? Like the little what about a little mullet? A faux mullet for you.
The queer does not. The haircut does not make the queer. The queer makes the haircut.
That's right.
Your haircut.
Because also there's
does not.
lots of straight people wearing queer haircuts now. That's what makes it so
Well, that's what I'm
confusing to
worried
me.
about. I'm worried that without the rat tails, I'm just gonna look like a queer baiting
Oh.
Gen Z man. I also, for some reason, just relate the.
So queer. You're gonna look queer.
Well, I'm also worried. I, for some reason, just feel like the rat tails make me look more explicitly trans. If you know, kind of thing.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like for straight people, they're like, oh, that's just a cis man with a rat tail. But for trans people, I feel like they see the rat tail and they're like, that's a trans man. I don't know why.
It's a bit more St. Henry punk to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's. I'm never in the predicament where like, oh my god, I don't look queer enough. I don't look trans enough. Like for me, it's like the opposite. I want to like make it a bit less obvious.
I
You're
know
gonna-
it's a privilege. But I felt the same way about my tits before getting top surgery. I was like, if I get the tits off, I'm no longer non-binary. And in some ways, I was kind of right because everyone he/hims me now, and nobody asked me about that. But anyways, I feel something about the rat tail where like my non-binariness disappears.
You wanna get they/them more often?
Yes.
Okay, start doing more straight shows in Montreal. You're gonna get they/them a lot.
Okay, is it time for real trauma or fake trauma?
Validate me.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a trauma for you all.
Hit us.
It takes place in a Costco.
Okay. Good start.
I was
Lots of trauma can happen in like a big box store.
I was 11 years old and I was in the Costco. I was super busy and maybe I was younger because I remember being very short. So I was like quite small, maybe like 8 or something. But I was with my parents. At some point, I was like holding on to this woman and like walking around the store and going through checkout for like a good amount of time. And then I looked up and that woman was not my mother. And my mother had taken another Asian child home.
You both.
We did a like, what's it called?
There was a swap. You
yeah.
could have had a very different life.
But she came back.
Right.
And the woman I was with, I also we waited, and they made a call to the Costco people. Like they took me to the lane, and they made a speakerphone call for the Costco person. It was like, is anyone missing the kid? Like da 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 da. No one came. And then like 30 minutes later, my parents came back with a frenzy with another child, Asian child, and then we realized that there was.
Okay, how did this make you feel as an 11-year-old? Were you like, I'm not special?
I definitely.
Or I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I was quite scary. Like I looked up at the woman and I felt very, very shocked. It's like when you feel safe or whatever, or like, and then you realize you're not kind of feeling. Like I was like very like horrified.
Totally.
And then when I was standing there waiting for 30 minutes, I was quite heartbroken that my parents would forget about me.
Was the kid? Did the kid have the same
Same haircut.
assigned gender at birth?
Yes.
Okay, because it would have been also like wild if it was like a cross gender.
That would have
Okay.
been very gender affirming.
Yeah.
At a very young age. No, it was another little Asian girl. Same haircut, similar clothing, like color wise. We were dressed very similarly, similar height.
Who apologized to who afterwards? Or did anyone apologize to anyone?
I definitely didn't get an apology. Nobody gave me an apology.
Oh.
But I think the parents may have apologized to each other.
The kid should have apologized to you.
Yeah, what's this
The other
kid's
kid.
story?
It's kind of giving, now that I think about it, what's that Jordan Peele movie? With the doppelgangers?
Us?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not Ka.
I
I mean,
how often do you think about this?
it recently came back to me because I was thinking about Costco.
And you're like, I don't know if I can go back.
Is that why you want to keep the rat tails and to make sure that your partner doesn't
you?
swap you for like
Another Asian bear?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, so you can like tie you onto someone, tie you onto the shopping cart. I think this is real. I feel like I'm leaning towards real.
I think it's a familiar story. I think you might be doing that little trick of like some of it is real, but
We really have to change the rules so people don't do that.
but not all of it is true.
It was a Canadian Tire.
And they didn't go out of the Costco. It was only like for 10 seconds on an aisle.
It was 28 minutes later. Okay, are we?
Yeah, that's
It is a reoccurring dream that I have. And I
Plot twist.
don't know if it is
Whoa.
a repressed memory.
Okay, well, do we call that a real trauma or not? We already you literally broke the game.
sounds real.
Like it is real. I think it's
I feel
real.
Like it's a real trauma of something. Yeah, it's something that it feels like a dream, but it also feels like a memory.
Do you think it's a metaphor? Or do you think it actually happened? If it is a metaphor, what's going on?
I feel like the part about like looking up at a woman and realizing I was with the wrong family was wrong.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I don't know. It's like it feels like maybe that part of the story feels more like, did I make that up or did that actually happen? And I asked my mom about it once, and I think I was like, "Oh, did this happen?" And she was like, "I don't know, but it'd be something I would do." Or something like that. It was really just like I wouldn't be surprised if I did something like that kind of thing.
We've never been to a Costco. There hasn't been a Costco here in 50 years. It's actually like your mom's memory or like your parents' memory.
It's actually ancestral Costco trauma.
Yeah, ancestral trauma. Well, you're valid.
You're valid.
You're super valid.
I still love
Yeah.
Costco.
I've never been. Always wanted to go.
Well, you've never been to Costco?
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't one near me growing up until like I was like 17, and then it was 40 minutes away. But I never been.
This might be ignorant of me, but is there Costco in Spain?
No, I mean it's not ignorant. Like, why should you know where like American retail giants expand
But only in the
operations?
South.
When I was growing up, there was no Costco. I think they expanded there 5 years ago.
Oh. Maybe we can do a special video where we all go to take Eve to the first
But
Costco.
Ooh.
I've been to Costco here in Alberta, in Nova Scotia. Not in Alberta. I've been to Costco in Nova Scotia. I've been to Costco here. The famous hot dogs.
The hot
Very
dogs.
cheap.
Yeah.
Boom.
I
Right?
used to have a Tinder profile that said "Take me to space" or "Take me to Costco,"
Oh, that's cute.
and I used to have all these
quirky and cute.
men who would be like, "I'll take you to Costco," and I'll be like, "Cool, you got a membership?" And they'll be like, "No." I'll be like, "You got a car?" And they'd be like, "No." And I feel like that sums up most of my experience dating men.
I'll take care of you, but can you pay for dinner?
Costco is a place that is, I think, appreciated by the Spanish community in Montreal. I guess in all of Canada, because there you can buy a whole Spanish ham and the leg of the pig for like $200 something, and you get like the wooden thing to like have the pig leg in your kitchen counter, and you're like slicing
Oh, yeah.
the jamon.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's like
for
cured.
months. Yeah, cured.
Cured.
Like
Yeah.
like prosciutto and that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff, charcuterie, but it's like the full leg there.
Wow.
Not to be ignorant, but
It sounds weird.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's delicious.
It sounds delicious. I would love to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of getting lost, I was lost in Canadian Tire by my parents
Oh.
/ by me. We like lost each other, and I remember it being really scary.
Oh.
Yeah. So I get it.
Do you still go back
Except
to
you
Canadian
appropriated
Tire
my very real trauma. But love Canadian Tire.
now? You love Canadian Tire
I do
now?
get stressed whenever I walk in, though.
Wow. It's like you in public bathrooms.
Exactly. I think I'm just stressed all the time. I think it's just a bit of anxiety.
Probably because you were abandoned as a child in a Canadian Tire.
Oh my god. Was I abandoned or was I going on an adventure? Is there a difference? Oh fuck.
If I just rethought of all of my abandonment as adventures, maybe I would be a happier person. Should we call that for today?
Let's
Yeah.
call it for today.
See you next time.
Bye.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba.
Throuples Therapy is a production by the three of us. Don't forget to follow us at Throuples Therapy Pod. See you next time. Three friends on a couch within a